Hey guys, welcome into another Helldivers 2 update. It's Cookie here along with Swanee. We've got tons to talk about today, including new patch notes, new CEO tweets from Arrowhead, as well as some more leaked content too. But first and foremost, there is a brand new major order for us to dissect. And as predicted, this new major order will deal with the automatons instead of the terminids. So the new major order says we have discovered automaton plans for something called the Reclamation. Capturing their deep space comms array on Troost may reveal critical intel about their plans. The major order ends in about 4 days, and it is simply to liberate Troost. Now, just like the last time we had a major order like this, there are other planets that are going to have to be taken first. I believe it's only one planet that needs to be taken, although I have seen some comments say it's more than one. But from what I see, Ustatu definitely needs to be taken, and then it might just be Troost right after that. Although, like I said, some people say Vandalon also needs to be taken first. Either way, 4 days is a decent amount of time this time around and seems a little easier than the last time we got a major order like this. So, Swanee, as predicted, we are going back to the automatons, which means basically we got to change all of our stuff that we've been doing, playing Terminids so long for the last couple of weeks. But are you excited to get into fighting some robots again?
Yeah, a little bit. We've been doing so much of the Terminid missions just over and over and over that it's been getting a little bit repetitive to me. I still like to fight the Terminids more than the robots, but it's going to be nice to switch things up a little bit, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of the community involved with these missions. Like as you mentioned in our previous video, there's not very many players that face off against the automatons, so it'll be nice to switch things up.
Yeah, in that video I speculated it was just because the major orders have been so focused on Terminids, although having played some automatons literally just last night, I think maybe it might be because people don't like playing automatons, because I hated it. It was horrendous. I got absolutely massacred, even on low levels, so it'll be interesting to see how people react, I guess, a little bit more, considering everybody's going to be on automaton planets. There were also 2 dispatches that came along with this, saying we've identified a long-range communications array deep in automaton space. Its capture may reveal critical intelligence about the enemy's plans. So this does kind of seem to be more in the theme of the Termicide mission, where this really has a lot of lore potential or might matter towards maybe a new unit popping up again, kind of like that mission did with the Shriekers. So this could be a very, very important one. And in the other dispatch, kind of says most of the same kind of things, except gives a little bit of lore to, I guess, they tortured the robots for this information, which is interesting. But also says that High Command has authorized Operation Swift Disassembly, which might mean that we get new missions in this. I did take a look at Ustatu to see if there were new missions definitively, like the Termicide missions, and I didn't see any, so don't know whether that's a thing yet or not. But we've seen all kinds of leaks about these robots and stuff, so do you think this might lead to some kind of big new, maybe big new enemy, big new mission? Do you think there's going to be any new content in this major order, or as soon as it's accomplished?
I think so. I think it's kind of paving the road to give us new content. I think there's just, like, we've looked at all the leaks. There are so many leaks, and more keep coming, but none of these leaks have been making it to the game. They've been taking their good old time. So we keep seeing more and more leaks, but we don't see any of the stuff actually show up, except for the Shriekers. I mean, they added the Shriekers, but we haven't gotten any new stratagems or new vehicles since the mech, so it's been a little while. And it kind of sucks to see that there's no new mission types. Anytime there's a new major order, I want there to be some sort of new type of mission just to kind of mix it up and make it fresh and engaging. So hopefully we get a new mission type sometime soon, because just having a major order that simply just go kill robots isn't too exciting, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think new content is going to be on the way soon.
Yeah, maybe there's new mission types on Troost itself, which we can't access yet, but at least on Ustatu, it wasn't in the one mission I looked at, so not exactly the same as the Termicide in that way. So like I said, 4 days to do that, so make sure to prepare for some robots, because there's going to be a ton of that in the next 4 days or so. There's also a new personal order that is out: kill 40 enemies with the anti-personnel minefield. This is one of my most loathed personal orders, because I hate the minefields, because I constantly get killed by them.
You yell
so
at me every time I pick the minefield. It's not,
it's
it's my fault that I picked it. It's not your fault because you don't look out for the mines. It's, Swanee, why'd you pick the minefield?
I have a lot of things to be worried about. I'm on a planet with man-eating bugs and robots that want to kill me. I don't want to look down at my feet constantly.
Hide behind my minefield and you wouldn't have to worry about all the enemies, because they'll die to the minefield.
If I know where the minefield is, which I
Well,
never do until I get blown up by it. Yeah, all that to say, I hate the anti-personnel minefield. But, I mean, it does kill. It shouldn't be a very hard personal order to complete. It's just, you might kill 40 of your friends, too, on the way to killing 40 enemies. That's all I got to say about that. So, not going to enjoy people using mines today, but it is what it is. Also, a big patch came out this morning. Big patch notes. Now, the patch notes on this are very, very short and simple. Simply says what's been done in this patch. Fixes to the arc-based weapons. The game no longer freezes when firing arcs from the following weapons and stratagems: arc thrower, arc shotgun, and Tesla tower. So that should be totally resolved now, as promised from last week.
and this is good because I've been having an itch to try out some of those arc weapons, especially the new shotgun. I've been wanting to use that for a while, and I really love the arc thrower, but having it crash your entire game just for using an arc weapon definitely sucked for a whole week.
Yeah, not to mention, I've realized that people, when I was playing with random people online, most people did not use those things. So it seems like people kind of got the message, because I haven't crashed since it came out what was causing the crashes. Community seemed to be kind of dialed in on that, or maybe I just got lucky.
I'm honestly surprised that the developers just didn't disable those. They just said, hey guys, don't use them. Most games, like let's use Star Wars Battlefront 2 for example. When a hero was broken, they would just disable that hero and wouldn't let people choose it, like server side. So I wonder if they even have the ability to do so, if they just didn't turn them off and just gave out a warning.
That is an interesting point. I never thought of that, but yeah, that's definitely something they could have done, especially since it completely breaks the game. I guess it doesn't matter now, but maybe that's something for them to think about in the future. So the Arrowhead CEO has been kind of quiet on Twitter for the past couple of weeks after being very active about a month ago. He did say something, though, that might have made some waves in the last 24 hours. Simply says, strategic meeting with Democratic Council. We have decided that Super Earth and its citizens need more officially regulated and mandated freedom. Now, this could mean a lot of different things. It could mean absolutely nothing, but we're here to speculate. A couple people commented on this, asking if this means that they're liberated to procreate now, because the last major order failure basically made it so no one was allowed to procreate or have sex anymore. But that's the only thing the CEO made sure to respond to, was multiple comments about that saying, no, that is not okay. So sex is still forbidden, in case you were wondering, in Helldivers still. So that definitely doesn't mean that. However, some people said maybe this means that Xbox players are going to be allowed into the game. Some people speculated that this might have something to do with elections being introduced into the lore, which there have been leaks about elections and stuff like that. So it could mean those two things. However, I think what it really means is what this one comment says. My guess would be that it is the CEO saying that they may be slowing things down a bit to let staff take some well-earned vacation time. Someone mentioned Sweden has Easter holidays now, so mandatory freedom is required for all Super Earth officials. So I think this is probably what it means.
That's a good point. I mean, we have been getting a pretty decent amount of just constant stuff the past couple months. Ever since the game released and they had their server issues, we've gotten a fairly decent amount of new orders, and we've got the mechs and we got all that new stuff. So I could see them taking a break.
Yeah, it would kind of make sense. They've been doing nonstop content, well, at least nonstop updates for like 2 months.
And we know they've been working on content because of all the new leaks that keep showing up in the files.
Right. But I don't think this means Xbox players are coming in. I think that would be a massive stretch.
When I first read this tweet, I thought it was meaning like we were going to have more customization options in game, like they're going to add cosmetics and stuff like that.
Could be. Could be.
But I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, there's cosmetics in the leaks too. There's there's leaks for any theory you have for what this might mean, to be honest. So this can mean all kinds of different things. Also, in the replies to that tweet, someone said, need this democratic weapon, and shows a minigun, which obviously, Swanee, you said this was your most hoped for thing coming in Helldivers 2 in one of our videos. So
yeah, I really want a minigun.
The CEO responded saying, Gatling guns as support weapons are cool, but only if they accurately represent the insane recoil. We may, but it will require some real cool mechanics. So I don't know if that really confirms that it's on its way or not, but at least confirms that it's crossed their mind.
So what you're telling me is that there's a chance.
Telling me there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, like you said, it makes sense. I'm kind of surprised it's not in the game, but at least it's in their mind now. If nothing else, the CEO has thought about it at least once. So there was a leak about all these new objective missions that came out, and in the objective audio files, there's a couple words that stand out. There's briefcase and there's larva, and that not only stands out because they're just things we haven't encountered in an objective mission yet, but also there have been some leaked larva animations you can see here, which kind of shows this little tiny terminid larva, which is honestly a weird combination of really terrifying and yet really kind of cute at the same time. So there's that. And there's also the little container that you'll wear on your backpack that'll have a little larva inside it. Actually kind of reminds me of the backpack that guy wears in Death Stranding throughout the game, except instead of a baby, it's a little insect monster. Yeah, so this is another sign of more objective missions coming soon. We've talked about other leaks that have also shown that, but plenty of these kind of cool little objective missions that I hope we see more and more of. All right, so that's going to do it for all the news. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Helps us out a ton. Also, leave a comment on anything we've talked about or anything that you guys want to. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you have not done so already, so you don't miss any future Helldivers 2 content, and we will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.